You really just jumped right into that.
I don't know. I didn't get any time to practice. I was so caught up on the pedal thing. Welcome back to What the Podcast. I'm Ryan.
I'm John.
And together we are
Ryan and John.
on the couch for the first time in forever.
It's the blue couch now.
Yeah, well, it's on the couch for the first time. Next week it'll be on the couch as always.
Oh, I didn't get that. I thought you were just...
Producer Cara, Tafolla, and the lovely Annie Skovmand. Go ahead, John. How much was that couch worth?
I'd rather not say.
Okay.
Where was it from?
Target.
I'm
gonna write down a number and slide it over to you, and you tell me high or low.
You know what? Here's the thing about couches. I could have probably bought one used. This is new. But I felt like, it's something we're going to use for sure,
Yes.
throughout the next couple of years. So might as well start with something brand new, and so I did buy it new, and Annie contributed.
Couches are kind of one of those things that as soon as you buy it, it loses its value. Like
yes,
a car.
Yes.
Like you pay however much for a car, and then it's suddenly not worth how much you just paid for it.
Quick rundown. There's USB ports on the right side there, up on a cushion, the back cushion there. There's two little USB ports.
Wait.
And so I thought it would be nice because if we ever needed to plug something in or we needed to charge something mid-episode.
I feel a wire coming out of here.
Well, it's on the side of the couch, so that would part of it.
My question is,
go ahead.
Why do you hate me and I didn't get the USB port on my side?
Well, in the original design, there was only USB ports on the right side. And so you guys could switch, or I could take the couch apart and install it on the left side.
Will we ever use them, though?
We might.
Charge your phone. You guys playing Wordle? Wordle?
No.
Go ahead and
Okay, have you guys
I'm not.
seen, maybe on Twitter, maybe it's on Facebook, the green boxes, yellow boxes, gray boxes? Have you seen them?
Yes, I've heard. I've
There's
seen
a lot
those.
of parents
seen that.
posting it on Facebook.
Okay,
It's usually the parents.
that's fine.
what is it?
Wordle. It's a game.
It's not an app. It's a website.
Oh, yes, you're right. And it's kind of like it's one of those word games where you put in letters and it tells you how many you've got right. It's like always
Wheel of
a
Fortune?
5-letter word.
Oh.
And you go, "Oh, I'm going to guess the word, party, PARTY."
Party.
And it tells you, okay, the A is correct. Ding. That's in the right place. And then you go, okay, and then the Y is in the word, but it's not there, so it's yellow. Bing.
Okay.
And so then you get, however many chances to guess what the word is by telling you. And that's what people are sharing these squares is their scores.
So I'm confused because isn't it the word changes every day?
Changes every single day.
So you're never going to get the satisfaction unless the first time you do it, you get the word right. That's one in a million.
It's like a crossword puzzle.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
Let me see your phone, Cara. Let's go.
Wordle.
Come on.
Wordle.
Are you gonna Apple?
Can I
Apple,
AirPlay it?
Yeah, AirPlay it.
I've always wanted to be the person that sits down and does crossword puzzles. Remember in school, that's how they used to kill time, is they'd be like,
yes,
here's a word search, here's a crossword puzzle.
Ours was always the first person who finished it, you got a prize.
Oh, yeah, my school hated me, obviously, and it was just do it.
Well, then they did.
I hate crosswords. I love word searches.
I've done it already today. Let's see if we can't figure it out together.
Okay, so
look, you have six.
Okay.
You have six.
This is a British game. It's
for the record,
British
this is
game.
very disorienting for our listening.
Oh yeah, for sure. Well,
but
hey, if you're listening to the podcast right now, just
go
ahead and
stop.
skip maybe 60 seconds. This will probably be over by now.
Yeah.
So, you guys got any guesses?
So it's
Wordle.
It can literally be anything.
Yeah, sure. So guess a word,
A
5-letter word. Yep.
Pasta.
Okay.
Oh shoot.
Oh, I thought I knew what the word was, but
So
this
you
is
get
doing
A
a
and
different
S?
word. Yes. So
They're in the right order?
Yes. No. The yellow. So it's yellow. It means that A and S are in the word, but they're in the wrong spot.
Salsa. Oh, there's only one A.
There's only one A and one S.
Okay.
So do you get another try?
Well, how would
so
you
look? You get 1, 2, 3, 4. You get 5 more tries.
Oh wow, that's way better. Look at that.
Oh, whoops.
Okay. All right.
Okay. Was that more helpful?
I don't know. It's kind of nice. Oh no, it's
kinda
definitely,
weird.
more
Yeah.
disorienting.
wow,
So
wow,
that's
this
my
is
bad.
so
That's on
much.
me.
Okay. A and
For the
S.
listeners of the podcast, head on over to YouTube.
Or you can just type in a Wordle and
Slash
play with
What
us
about
at home.
snake?
Snake.
Oh,
Yeah.
snake would be good.
Let's try it.
Snug.
Snake. Okay, so the
Starts
S.
with an
So
S.
it's a word that
Okay.
starts with an S.
Oh my gosh.
And
this
the
game
second
is so
letter's not
interesting.
A.
It might be the word that I think
That
it is.
you're
Yes.
thinking of?
Mhm. Yes, it is.
How do you know the word?
Because I did it
He
this
already
morning.
played it.
I played it this morning. Everyone has the same word every day. So that's why when people are posting it on Facebook or Twitter,
They're like, I got it.
they're like, I got it, but they won't say what the word is. Because then you'll
It's
guess.
disorienting.
You know, this is kind of a cool idea in the sense of like bringing people together.
Like
This is
it's like
so-
a shared thing that like I'm in on that you don't know, and then once
This-
you learn,
yeah.
you know, and you're like, yeah, I tried to get that first letter. It was tough.
A
Yeah.
and S.
This is so interesting. This
Five-letter
goes
S.
with what I was listening to in the news. Wow. I might have talked to you. So there's no. So
There's
you
no T.
you think you know what it is?
Starts with an S. No, I do. I think.
You think? You
For
don't.
the
You don't
purpose of this
know.
exercise, why don't you tell us what it is?
Sugar.
Oh.
Oh.
Good job, Zach.
And this won't spoil anything for anyone because this was
Yeah.
today's word, and this
Doesn't
episode
matter.
comes out on Friday.
That's
Even if it
crazy.
did.
So look, so now Kara's got really good
This is gonna be
stats.
so annoying. I'm totally gonna get addicted to this.
And it tells you, okay,
gosh.
you know, you've got one right. Your win percent is 100.
I'm gonna get addicted to this.
Right?
You know what this
am.
kind of reminds me of?
Go ahead.
That's like an old
Oldie.
thing.
Tetris.
Was the no? It was the
no, of course not.
the one where we'd all log in at the same time. That game show Q. Was it Q?
Oh yes.
oh,
Was
it was
trivia?
like every Tuesday and Thursday,
No,
but it was like
yeah.
a one timer.
you played a like
To
live
win money.
game
I know it was
show.
every day.
Was it every day?
It was every day at 2:00. Do you remember that? What was that?
Yeah,
thought it was
it
called
was like
idea.
2 years
I'm
ago.
fully
HQ.
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 And
You never played no HQ.
You probably did. It had a really annoying host, and you'd
Super
go
annoying.
on,
And if
and
you could answer
it was multiple choice
10
questions.
questions, and they got harder each question, and if you won, like
was like
the
$100
cash
bucks.
prize. Like
What?
however many people won at
Yeah.
the end got to split.
Split it.
the
a
guy
certain amount of money,
hosted
$10,000
The guy
or something.
hosted New Year's Eve that year.
Yeah, it was
It reminds
like a
me of
big
that.
deal.
How it's like every day it's a different thing, so the next day it's
Yeah.
not the same.
Well, we
Pretty
did
cool game.
we did a visual thing for the viewers. I'm going to do something for the
Is
audio
that
listeners
message
right now.
Yeah, go ahead.
a little ASMR.
Yeah, it's like live action.
Ew,
Oh, that was cool.
That was a good one,
That was
right?
good. That was good.
That's just for my audio listeners. I am drinking another Island Mango kombucha that I took
Wow.
from Kara's parents' house.
That's right.
Well, what do we got? You got some good podcasting today, John?
I was I'll say what I brought to the table, and you can shut it down if you don't like it.
I will.
The Encanto
If I don't like
theories that I've been reading online. We watched Encanto 2 weeks ago now.
Yes.
And I thought it would be fun to look up fan theories because, Disney fans are kind of
It's crazy.
special, in a way
Yes.
that we've
Yeah.
never met before. Disney
And
adults.
specifically on TikTok, I'll say I've seen a lot of people giving their opinions, like giving their theories, like
Yeah.
tying it all together.
So it's not, none of these are fact. These are all theories.
Okay.
But I'll bring something up and I want to hear what you think the connection is of this theory. And then
Okay.
I'll say what I read
If it's
online.
valid or not.
Gotcha.
What
Okay.
I read online might not be true, but we'll try and match
They're just
up.
theories. We'll never know.
Now, why do you think quite possibly one of the bigger controversies is why does
By the way, spoilers for Encanto.
oh yeah, that's true. If you haven't seen it now, it's been out for 2 months.
Yeah.
and it freaking kills. By the way,
Pretty
music
good.
wise,
Pretty good music wise.
The story is kind of
something to be.
yeah.
asked for.
Now the leading woman escapes me the name, but what's her name?
Mirabelle?
Mirabelle.
Mira.
Why didn't she get powers? Why do you think she didn't get powers?
Because
Listen,
Oh, because she sucks.
there's a
Okay,
couple
oh,
things.
thank you. Okay,
what
when I
I
tell you this
think-
theory,
Wait,
it's gonna like
I want
click
to
in your
hear
brain.
Kara's
Well,
theory.
I already know what you're going to say. So mine's
Yeah.
something different. Mine is literally just so they could have a story for the movie.
Well,
That's
Kara's
it.
her
I'm
logic.
I'm gonna say
That's
her
it.
logic. I
one.
love you, Kara.
Yeah, that's
and now maybe this is kind of like
Kara's so logical.
forced these days because a lot of people were saying a similar thing when Luca came out, but I think it's supposed to be a
inclusive.
it's as if like she is like lesbian. like she is, or she comes out as gay, or like in that kind of thing. It's
She's like
supposed to
non-standard
represent
in the family.
Yes, like where the rest of her
Not
family
that
is.
that's not being standard. You know what I mean? Though.
And I'm saying that because a lot of people were like pushing for that when Luca came out. We're like, oh, they're like two young like boys
Gay
and they're
icon.
gay for each other, and it's like, well, that's not necessarily like what the story is saying, but it's kind of like representing that in a way.
Yeah.
But a lot of people are also throwing that at the other sister,
Louisa.
Yeah,
Louisa. They're like, oh, she's definitely gay because
did hear that
she doesn't want to marry,
And then no. Louisa's the strong one.
Oh, sorry. Okay, well,
Isabella or whatever.
Isabella, yeah.
Oh,
Issa.
no, I'm talking about
That one?
Isabel.
It was for both.
I saw that was like, oh, and her like, the whole flower scene was like her coming out.
Oh, that's interesting. Anyways, back to the matter at hand.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Why does Maribel not have power? So that's a good theory. Love that.
It's supposed to represent that.
My theory.
Maybe I don't know.
My theory
I've read
is
that,
one
but-
I saw on TikTok, and I have class.
It's fully wrong, but go ahead.
Okay, you're fully wrong.
Okay,
Back off.
that's aggressive.
It was that after she touched the candle, before she touched the doorknob, she wipes, and it's in the video. She
Yeah.
wipes her hand on the shirt, and then she touches it, and nothing happens because you got to touch them. What's the point of touching the candle?
And
the
then
magic candle?
it cuts to the next scene, and the kid doesn't wipe his hand, and he gets a door.
And he gets the door.
Sure.
So I'm saying, just don't.
So
wipe
you
your
think
hands.
it's the magic candle?
Well, yeah. Why else would you have to touch it and then touch the wall?
That's true.
If their
Do you
family
have
was
to?
magic, if they inherently were powers, they could just touch it and they wouldn't
It's
need to
true.
touch the
I mean, the
magic
house
candle.
falls apart, and they all lose their powers. So like, I don't know.
But the house is the one who gives you the powers, not
so
the
why-
candle.
So why
Wait
would
till
the
you hear this
candle-
theory.
Let's hear the theory.
Okay,
Let's
John.
hear your
The
theory.
theory, which I think fits pretty well. Of course, Disney will never tell us, probably because they don't know. But Maribel didn't get a gift because she's the successor of the village. Grandma doesn't have powers. So when Abuela dies, she moves into Abuela's room and becomes the successor of the house and the village. Also, there's like another meaning of like she's the reason Abuela was like losing sight of what family really means, like this family really means.
Yeah,
but
that's my
because
theory.
of the powers,
You need the plot.
no, that not
Okay, we just fixed the plot of this movie.
Go ahead.
Ready for it?
Yes.
Is that last scene, right? When she's like the grandma runs after Mirabelle, she runs away and she's all sad. Is that the grandma says, Mirabelle, listen to me. Here's why you don't have a power, and here's why everything sucks, is because I'm dying.
No.
And she gives her the candle, and the candle
And dies
grows
in the
back
river?
and lights, and then grandma dies. No, and then cut to, they're not going to show her die, of course.
Why?
They
They
have a
showed her
nice
die in
song, and they
Coco.
hug, and she's like, you're saying what John's saying. And then a soft, like, fade out to the grandma's gone. She, like, opens the door. She's in the room, right? She's got the candle. That would have made so much more
No,
sense.
because everyone hated Abuela so much that she needed to go back to the town, and the people needed to see that she was.
But it only
back
makes
to her
sense.
normal self.
No, and I get the reason why at the end, like they have to build the house together. That makes sense. That whatever. It's kind of like lame though, you know. Like there's nothing to it. She's like, here's why I'm the worst, Mirabelle, because of the stuff you already know. Your grandpa died, and I had to watch him die. It's like, yeah, we know. Like, why would that be like? It's okay. Like, come here. Like,
My favorite thing is seeing all the TikToks about, all of the people about Latina grandmas, and they're like, "Yeah, that's the most unrealistic thing that would ever happen." She would never admit that she was wrong. She'd be like, "No."
That's the most unrealistic part.
Like this movie was great until the grandma admitted she was wrong, and I was like, "No,
Nah.
unrealistic."
I love it.
That's
But I like that.
Disney
I
girl.
like the theory that
could have
like
fixed
she
the
could
movie
have
that way.
inherited. She's inheriting the village because
Yeah.
she doesn't have powers. Grandma doesn't have powers. Whole thing. Anyways,
I mean, it's a nice headcanon, but I don't know if it's necessarily.
Do you think they'd make a second movie with whatever power she did get? Because she did touch the door, and Casita came back to
what they
life.
were
It's kind of an
saying
open
is-
and closed story, though, isn't
Yeah.
it? Like,
what they were saying is that the reason Grandma doesn't have powers or Abuela doesn't have powers is because Abuelo, Grandpa,
Yeah.
was the one that was magic, and their kids would have powers, but Abuela wouldn't.
But they'd
also
have powers if the candle died,
I also heard.
right?
But
if he was magic, he wouldn't have died.
okay, all right, wow, okay.
Listen,
I'm just saying.
All right.
I'm just
that
saying.
giant rat, aka Mickey Mouse or whatever the heck, Disney.
Giant rat,
Yes.
so
Yeah,
aggressive.
They kill off all the parents. Okay, so
That's true.
Yes.
Parents are not safe
He
in the
can't be
Disney.
magic enough to
I
live.
saw the TikTok that was like, what's the little boy's name that like gets to talk to animals?
Antonio.
He's like-
Antonio.
It's so good.
Antonio.
Look at us. We cut Ryan and John react, and then we just talk about TikToks.
Yeah.
That's all we do.
That's true.
Antonio.
He goes, oh, I'm so glad I can understand you. And there's a rat, and he goes, your uncle is in the walls. And he goes, what? He goes, your uncle has been living here for years. He never left. He makes us do telenovelas for him. You have to find him.
Your house is falling apart.
It's falling apart. It's so
It's
funny.
like,
Yeah. So the rats.
Also, another theory.
classic.
I don't know. I'm not gonna like frame it. I don't
No,
know how
no.
to frame
What's the
it.
theory?
Go ahead.
What's the theory?
What do you think that
Next theory.
the casita represents? The little house.
Oh, it represents the crumbling of the family and then the
No,
joining of them.
not what happens in the movie, but like what is represented.
Well, following
First of all, that was
after
not a
your
casita.
last
That
theory.
house was giant.
Yeah, I know. It was a casa.
No, but it's
Yeah.
like our dear little house. Like, oh,
Our cute little casita.
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 I think it was casita because it was small when it started. But then once they had kids and
Okay, all right.
kids started getting rooms.
I'm gonna say that
The rooms are magic.
based on the last theory you said that the dad was magic. I'm gonna say that the dad turned himself into a house,
That's okay. That's a
Monster House.
monster house. Yeah, it's
Listen,
a monster house.
Monster House. If we're gonna talk about a magic house,
I
that
would like
movie is much better.
You ever seen Monster House, John?
No.
Great.
Should we watch that?
Yeah, that's
it's
our
a pretty
movie
good
tonight.
one.
That's our
It's a
movie tonight,
Halloween
for
movie.
It's so good.
So good.
And
Isn't the house like Willem Dafoe or something?
What?
it's,
I don't know. Maybe I'm talking out my behind.
I
Yes,
can't,
you are.
Listen, we can't.
Was
we
that
can't
the
spoil
theory?
it for you.
House
Yeah,
is the dad.
the theory is that Casita is Abuelo Pedro because he knows all the names of everybody and like the house knows everybody
Yeah.
and like protects them and does like what
it definitely
what like
is,
a
like-
patriarch would do in a
Well, I
family.
mean,
like, takes
Abuelo
care of
dies and then
everybody.
a candle appeared. So
Well, it was the candle of the
You're
lantern,
taking it so
wasn't it?
literally.
Wasn't it the candle of the lantern that then, like, got the magic? Because it was already burning.
The candle
It was the
shows
candle-
up out of nowhere.
yeah, it
No,
just
I thought it was the candle she had.
because she put it down.
She puts it down and is like sobbing next to it. He dies.
The
and I'm
spirit
like,
of him went into
The
that
magic
candle.
of
Yeah.
tears.
Yeah.
It's kind of like the what's the Rapunzel one with the like random
the
magic
flower.
flower.
Yeah.
They're like,
The magic, what do they call it? A bevo?
Flower?
No, in Spider-Man, he calls it a goober, right?
A
like
goober.
just the thing that you got to get.
yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
Look,
So-
Disney is
The Horcrux.
pretty prone to, and like you said, the fans are psycho. They do
Yeah.
be crazy out
Disney
there.
adults
and so
don't cross them.
and so it's like prone to that kind of scrutiny of people being like analyzing it. And you I'm sure you're familiar with like the Pixar theory that all the Pixar movies are connected into
That was
one
in
big
here.
storyline.
Yeah.
Is that it? Was Encanto a Pixar movie?
No.
Oh, they
was it
said
just
was
a regular
part-
old
They
Disney
said it was
movie?
a part of the Pixar
Is it?
situation. It might not be, but it said. Let's see where to say.
You know what I mean? I mean,
Encanto is part of the Pixar theory. As many fans know, the Pixar theory is an idea that Pixar movies coexist in the same timeline, despite Encanto
speaking to your
being a
mic.
Disney film. The Reddit user Encanto is
I
Disney,
should have let you do that.
except
Thank
it's
you.
not Pixar. It really should be. Multiverses.
This is great content right there. You mumbling
I
into your
just
mic.
want to say that there's like some slime on my
Oh,
table right here.
More goo?
there you go.
Yeah, the
Ch-
little,
child
little goo
goo.
right here.
Child
It
goo.
was, I think, under my coaster.
Oh.
Well, now I've seen it.
Disgusting.
Here it is.
And now you unsee it.
Great.
Child goo.
Great.
It
Great.
aligns. They're trying to connect it to Monsters Inc. The idea that doors lead to different multiverses and that
Listen.
the doors in the house lead to
okay.
different
I'm
areas.
sorry, but like the only
Soft
theory
connection.
I can get behind is that Anna and Elsa's parents got shipwrecked and had Tarzan.
Tarzan,
That is
yes.
the only theory I
Tarzan.
can get behind.
Yes,
The
yes,
rest
yes.
of them out the
Well, and
window.
you know where they were going on the ship? To the wedding of Rapunzel
Yes.
and
Oh,
Flynn Rider.
Yes, yes,
Yes.
yes, yes, yes.
And we know this to maybe be true because later on we,
We
see
see Anna.
Rapunzel and Flynn Rider.
Oh,
in
yeah,
Frozen.
yeah. That's
We
right.
see the
Yes.
backs of their heads.
Yes.
Yes, you do.
Whoa.
But then it
you ever
wouldn't.
think
The
about that,
time,
John?
the timeline is completely ruined.
Do you
then.
think
Yeah,
these people at
it's
Pixar are
fine.
like, how can we just mess
Maybe-
with people by
There's-
like just adding characters,
Because
They
settling
know.
in
To the-
they
things?
know that fans are
Coordination.
doing this. Like,
Yep.
Yeah.
they must like throw in stuff like that.
There's
Oh,
also
yeah.
there's a bunch of other cool theories I won't get into them about like the powers being related to mental health related issues for each character, and then also there was like Maribel's glasses are green, just like Bruno's eyes turn green when he sees the future. And they're also saying that
Wow.
Bruno's prophecies aren't necessarily true because once he speaks them into an existence, it changes everything because they now know it's coming and everything kind of changes. So he can't necessarily tell the future unless he sees it and doesn't say anything about it. Because the moment you say something, everything changes. It's like the butterfly effect.
Yeah.
Everything changes.
I mean, that's the whole point of that. We don't talk about Bruno's song.
Yeah.
I think, right? Is
Well, if they speak it into existence.
She says it was our wedding and it was going great, and then he said it looked like rain. Well, she controls the weather.
Yes.
So he freaked her out, and then it made it rain.
hurricane.
Well,
Like
and then at the very end, he explains that. He said it
Yeah.
wasn't a prophecy. It was, I could tell you were nervous.
And so that
and
made
I
her
called
think.
you out, and then
yeah.
she made it. Because
And it's like all the other things that he prophesies. The girl's fish dies. It's like, well, yeah, like your fish was gonna die.
So interesting enough, that ant doesn't. There's a big thing online
Go
about.
ahead.
Peppa.
She doesn't control the weather. She summons it by her emotion. So she can't
Yes.
tell like.
what's
Yeah,
coming.
Yeah.
She can't
That's what I
say
mean.
like.
That's what I mean.
Like she can't make it rain. It rains when she's sad.
She has to be
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like it's less control, which I think speaks more to the theory that like their powers are some sort of representation of some mental health thing that they either struggle with or that they're working through. Because it's like if you notice, everybody has
But then-
like powers, but they're not like fully like they have some of them have control, some of them don't, and then it's like a sliding scale. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know if Disney thought that far.
Is
Well,
it the
they
mom's
They may
power?
have. They
Yeah.
may have.
No,
But
no, no.
you're right. I mean, Louisa is
The
like
mom's
the
power
strong
is
one.
literally to take care of her husband.
Yeah, the mom's
Mm-hmm.
power is like legit that she can make magic food that then if you
Heals
eat it,
you.
heals you.
But
like,
it's for her husband because he's accident prone.
and he's like allergic to everything.
Did we talk
Also,
about
there's a
in content
huge-
last week? What superpower would you want?
Oh,
I think
Oh.
so. Didn't we?
Or was that off the podcast?
We did not talk about that
know.
on the podcast.
Which gift would you want?
Out of them or like a new one?
Maybe we did talk
I
about
think we
it.
did.
I think we did. Because I think I said flowers and plants.
And I
we
said
did not.
I'd be strong boy.
I don't remember. Maybe we did. I don't know.
I don't
Did you listen
think-
to what the podcast? I listen to it every week. I'll tell you that much.
That's right.
I listened to it this week, actually. Weirdly enough.
Oh, what'd you
Weirdly
think?
enough,
What'd you think?
thought it was good.
That's all right.
Would you recommend it to a friend?
Yeah, I constantly do. But
Wow.
So as you guys know, we're all sharing our workouts on our watches
Yeah.
these days.
Yeah.
Ryan, I have offered to compete with you multiple times.
Oh.
How do I haven't seen
You have
that.
to go on the
You have
app.
Yet.
Oh,
to accept
that's
it.
embarrassing.
Cara and I
just
recently
see-
competed
okay,
on our Apple Watches.
Who won?
Okay,
right.
Oh, I won.
I'm seeing it. Okay, so I have to go into the app.
You can
you
just
figure out how
Okay.
to watch it home again?
Okay. She only won because I couldn't wear it to the rehearsal dinner or the wedding.
Wait, why couldn't you wear it to the
Is it
rehearsal
the
dinner?
little
Worse
ring? Is it the little
Because
ring
it doesn't look
situation?
cute with the dress
Annie is
and pictures.
Rehearsal dinner is not like a picture
Oh,
thing.
I
Doesn't
see.
matter.
Okay, compete.
I get the wedding, but the rehearsal dinner you could
Also,
definitely
there's a
worn it.
flaw with the
I'm in.
competing thing because
Keep
it
going
doesn't
down.
make sense if you don't all have the same calorie count. 'Cause
Okay,
Annie
Cara.
had burning.
Okay.
Oh, no, it's a good thing for you.
Damn.
Annie
Go ahead.
had that she's trying to burn 900 calories a day,
Jeez.
And you had
and
how
mine is
many?
only at 350.
Okay, so and she still beat you?
Yeah, that's.
Oh, yeah.
I don't
really
know. Did we
upsetting.
check?
Oh,
Yeah,
Did anybody
I
beat
beat
you?
Did we
Okay.
check?
I don't know if we were keeping
But
score. I
The-
think it was a tie.
okay, the weird thing is that for me, it'll say like, oh, Kara's 60% done, and I'm at like 200 calories, and it says, oh, Annie's 10% done, and she's at 90 calories. So it's like the percentage. So you have to be on
Yeah.
the same
So
calorie
You
count.
have your set
It's
for
who's-
900
let
calories
me
That's
tell you
good,
how many
actually. I think
calories-
mine's like only 400. Maybe
That's
I should reset it.
aggressive.
900 is
That's
aggressive.
curious.
That's a lot.
So today, I've burned. Oh my god! How can I just check mine?
On the
I
front
got it, I
page,
got it, I
first
got it,
page.
I got it. Today, I've moved. I've burned 440 calories.
What's your goal? What's your
900.
goal?
And I reach
900.
that about every day.
Our competition
Keep in mind,
begins
I walk about
Wednesday.
4 miles a day at work.
Oof.
That's pretty good.
See, I feel like I
So do you
work
every
out more
time
at work,
have
but
to
I stand in the
start
same
it,
place.
right? You have to start your exercise
Yes.
every time, right?
Yeah, the only time
Like, here I
mine will
go.
I
count
saw you on the
mine
bike
if it
yesterday.
if it's like if I am it catches
Oh,
my
yeah.
heart rate and it's like, oh, you are doing more than
It's like,
normal.
oh, are you working out?
See, that's what I thought it always was, is just like, hey, Annie's working out. When you said
Yeah.
you were competing, I didn't get that at all. Now I get it.
Yeah, it's
No,
like an
I
actual.
We're competing.
I thought it was just like a cheeky little.
I got a
like,
thing that just said Megan
I'm
has
trying to
closed
beat
all of
you.
her rings.
I know. I
Well,
just
she's in New York.
That's
I
why I
know,
brought
she's
it up
walking.
because she's
She's walking around.
Hey, you know who's got a 0% right now? Jordan Rose.
She probably forgot to wear
Her
her
Apple Watch
watch.
is sitting at my apartment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Classic
I'm
Jordan.
I burned 522 calories today.
I've been trying to stay
Yeah,
more.
Cara
at work.
was working out like so much today. It was like, Cara, finish workout. Cara, finish workout. Cara,
Well, 'cause
finish workout.
I
was like,
don't
Cara,
How many
like,
workouts were you doing?
I did like an open workout because I just did like a fun like standing abs thing, and then I did the little bike. So I like changing it.
Do you guys
Fun
have a
standing
spin
abs.
bike?
Yeah.
We do.
I do
Well,
too.
not a spin.
We
is it
have a
spin bike?
Peloton.
No, I wish we did.
I wish.
A
And then I
Peloton?
did
It's just one of
hula
those like
hooping.
little.
I can tell by the way
I
you
hula
said
hooped.
it wasn't a
And that's an
Peloton.
open goal. So,
How do you say it?
It's Peloton, not Peloton.
Uh huh.
You know what I'm saying?
How's your Peloton doing?
I don't have a Peloton, but I can tell by the way you
I
said it. You
heard
don't
that
either.
you have to rent a Peloton. You can't own it.
You can
No,
buy
you
it.
can
It's
buy
like
it,
$4,000
But
though,
you can
right?
rent them.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
because the
You have to
renting
make
they come
payments
in
anyway.
they come in a truck.
Yeah.
The renting ones.
Chuck.
Yeah.
You also during the pandemic at Spark Cycle.
Yeah.
You could rent a Spark Cycle bike from them. They'll deliver
How much
to
do you
your
think
house.
a Peloton costs?
Wow.
Oh,
And then
it's
you
definitely
could
like
get
$6,000.
weights and shoes from them. All for it was like 60, 70 bucks a month or something like that. I don't even know.
I'm gonna say I can buy a Peloton right now for $10,000.
10?
I'm
I don't
gonna
know,
say
I feel
it's
like it
stupid
maybe went
expensive.
You guys are
down.
really going. You guys are going a lot higher.
I think it's
than
like
that.
4,000.
I said
Yeah.
6.
Then I'm gonna say 5.
It's $3,000.
Oh, okay.
Well, you know why? It's
Yeah,
because they got
you-
sued out the wazoo not too long ago because they had introduced treadmills.
Yeah,
and
they had
kids
treadmills.
were dying.
What?
Treadmills
Yeah.
are still on here for. They're actually $2,500. They're not $3,000, so that's a little cheaper.
Wait,
were
why were
they,
kids dying?
Something about they were getting like caught
Why
up
aren't kids
underneath
dying
them.
on normal
Well,
treadmills
why are
anyways?
kids going on a treadmill?
They are.
I
Somebody
think
was
the
just
way-
after
'cause
big
you know how
treadmill.
normal
company.
Big treadmill?
Big treadmill.
big treadmill. You know how like a normal treadmill it has like kind of a cover on the back,
Yeah.
so you can't actually like touch
Oh,
it going
kids are
under.
probably like-
I think they were like made the sleek design and made it where you can
definitely.
actually
It
like
definitely has
get up
touch it
under it.
underneath
Exposed,
it.
yeah.
Yeah, and so I think it was yikes.
Pretty cool though.
Bad design.
Okay,
design,
why
yeah.
would you pay
Recall the
$60, $70 a month
Mm-hmm.
just for a bike when you can pay $30 a month for a gym membership?
Because
That's
you.
a great question. Well, at the time,
renting I can't get behind, but like I have friends who have done the payment plan, so they're like renting to own a Peloton. So
Yeah.
they're like doing it over
But you
time,
know,
and
it's
eventually
just
they'll
the
own
name.
it. And to me, like
It
that makes
is.
sense because like you're
There's
selling
one
it all the time.
from my brother has the one from Costco and said it's the same thing. It's like the Nordic.
It's like
Nordic
mellow-
track.
is
It's
really
like the
good.
mellow bond.
I'll tell you what, I did a little bike workout
It's
this
the
week.
off-brand
I can't
Peloton.
with you.
I really enjoyed the bike.
Did you go on
Yeah.
a bike ride outside?
No, it was like a elliptical
stationary
bike.
Yeah, you would never
and-
go outside on a bike
Okay,
ride.
that's not necessarily true, but
We
Is that
hate
true?
the outdoors.
We don't like bikes.
No, it's not bikes.
She's fully
It's-
making this
it
up.
is
She's-
nature.
she's
He's
making this
allergic
up.
to literally everything in nature.
Oh, I
do.
forgot you're such a
Pollen.
big camper, Annie. What? Why are you coming after me about nature?
I would like to hear where this stems from.
Oh, are you?
I don't
are you-
know.
you say-
She's making this up. She's fully making it up.
She's doing a little podcast controversy.
No kidding.
Hey,
Am I gonna be censored?
Well, you might.
Whoa. Whoa, we're going to talk about that after the show. Listen to me. So you're not a big outdoors guy, is what I'm
No,
hearing.
no, no.
Is
I
what
know it was totally. It was
just
a bit.
from-
It was a bit.
Look what you're
it was-
doing now. You're making some sort of
I'm
false
rewriting
theory.
history.
Yeah.
I am.
Okay,
I'm
when
stalling.
was the last time you were camping?
My
I'm turning this into a good, no, not coming at you. I'm turning this into a good transition.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
My family goes beach camping pretty frequently, and I definitely join on those. But like, I wouldn't. I mean, yes, in the sense that I wouldn't go camping
Okay.
a solo
listen,
trip.
Listen, what the podcast with Ryan and John.
Okay.
Okay. Look, whatever's going
For
on
the
over on that
record,
podcast, that couch.
If you're gonna say yeah, sure, I wouldn't go solo camping necessarily. Like I wouldn't
You're
go
just
camping
asking
myself.
to die if you go solo camping. That's how everyone disappears.
But like, I'm not opposed to it. Like, I don't have anything
right.
wrong with it. Now, if my family was going camping, I'd be like 100% down. I just don't know that I'd go out of my way to initiate a camping trip. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
Would you do that?
Yeah, maybe. I've been kind of feeling like I want to go camping lately.
That's
Let's
just
do
because
it.
you
Maybe
I've
I'll be
read.
the spearhead on that. I'll
Yeah,
go, hey
I
guys,
love camping.
let's go camping.
But it sounds so awful. I love glamping. I want to go, like, I'll sleep in the tent. I'll cook over the fire. But I also want to be close enough to a town if it's like, hey, let's go get lunch.
Are you in
like at a
our
restaurant.
Would you rather go for the RV?
Yes.
So I grew up
Yes.
going in the RV.
Yes.
Okay. See, I didn't.
I would actually, I think I'd rather go in the tent and kind of
okay.
rough it, but have the option to like.
But like, there's a 7-Eleven over
I
there.
like. See,
Yeah.
I like.
Or
Or no,
go-
you need like a Costco wholesale. Like,
Somewhere in
You
the
need a
middle,
cute
Texas
brunch place.
Roadhouse.
okay, thank
I need
you.
a Texas
You need a
Roadhouse.
Starbucks
Let's call it a
nearby.
Walmart. Let's call it a Walmart.
I like-
Starbucks. Yeah, go and pop
I
over,
need
get coffee in the morning.
a place that has a nice
She came at me.
bathroom.
No way.
I need a
Hold on.
nice
bathroom.
bathroom.
If we're camping, you gotta get the percolator, Annie. You can't get the Starbucks coffee.
I can do the
you gotta
percolator,
put the
but
percolator on the
at
campfire.
4 p.m. when I don't want to freaking do the percolator again, I want to be able to go get the Starbucks.
That's fair. I went on a solo, not solo. I was with my friend Aaron Corbet. We went on a road trip.
Solo.
Slash
Solo,
camping
just cut
trip.
him out.
No, he was very much part of
We're
this camping
rewriting
trip. We
history.
took his
He
car,
was
so
cut out.
big shout out to Aaron.
Big shout out.
Big shout out. We did like kind of a stretch through. We did beach camping, like up the coast, up to San Francisco. We like stopped in Monterey. We stopped
Yep.
at
Big
Pismo
Sur?
Beach. We didn't make it up to Big Sur. We
Okay.
went kind of like back in towards San Fran, and then we came back
Hume.
through and did a couple days at Yosemite. We were at Hume Lake.
You
And
go Sequoia?
no, we almost did like double back and go to Kings Canyon, but we just
Yeah.
like came through and did Yosemite. And I'll tell you what, some of the best memories, man, just like out by the fire,
Yeah.
you know, you're cooking up schmoes.
That's kind of be interesting with one-on-one like that. Mm-hmm. A group seems more normal to me, but like one-on-one, that is probably
it
got
was
to be
good.
really
It was
fun.
totally what we had our little like stove, and so we'd stop at like a grocery store and stock up our cooler, and then as we stop, it's like, okay, pop out the little stove, make a little eggs and
See, I would be so
bacon on the-
lazy, and I would literally
on the
just
pan.
like bring chips and like popcorn.
How
we were
long- how
definitely
long was it?
Camping chef. It was about
It was like
9
5 days.
It was like 9
Okay.
days.
Brindley and I went on a 2-week road trip following high school.
Okay.
Yeah.
Where our friendship almost died over it.
Oh shoot!
We did,
Yeah, I've
but
heard
I
the
did
story.
love
It's
is
good.
we did kind of like a mix. So it was like we tent camped, then we like grabbed an Airbnb, then we stayed in like a nice hotel, and then we stayed with friends, and we tent camped again, and then because it was like all through, we went like to Zion, and
So
then like
fun.
art, like we were like past Arches and into like Colorado, top of Colorado, all through Colorado down, and then back like Grand Canyon, Havasu back, and
Awesome.
Talk about
It
the
was-
conflict. That's what we want to know.
I will say, spending that much
With
time
one
with a
other
person,
person.
will just drive you back.
You need a third.
yeah,
You need it.
Well,
I've
not-
also
not
done that.
necessarily. I think honestly, just spending time in close quarters with any person makes you go, okay, I just need a beat here. Just let
Yeah.
me like,
yeah.
It's true.
Brindley and I
Just
almost
Iron Man it.
not your wife, of course.
Not-
Love my wife.
Oh,
No, I need a beat. I need a beat.
No,
Annie,
no, no, no.
take me home.
I'll take you. I'll
Okay.
drive
I
you.
need
Wow.
a beat. Annie, take me.
Yeah. That'll straighten you out.
I love
Is
this
an evening
bit.
with Annie. Go ahead, Annie.
Get out of the car and be like, Ryan, I am so
You know
sorry.
what? Let's go.
Ryan,
Tell us about
please.
the Brindley Annie conflict.
Oh, it's good.
I have a whole episode dedicated to this on growing pains, and it was with Brindley.
Oh, well, then just give me the short version.
Okay,
I'll go watch this.
Yeah.
Or listen, sorry.
Listen to the
Not
other
watch.
episode. But basically, it was Brindley and I had gone to different high schools, so we hadn't spent like truly 2 weeks fully together,
Yeah,
24/7,
yeah.
and it's girls, right? So we were like 17, 18. I think I had just turned 18.
Okay.
Maybe not even. Maybe we were 17. It was
Yeah.
right after high school, and so it was just the two of us. So everything was like, if you go to the bathroom, you go to the bathroom together. You do,
Yeah.
like
Sure.
our parents are
I
freaking
can
out.
see your dad coming through there for a second.
Oh yeah. Oh, 1,000%.
Did he give you that full spiel?
I had to show
Listen,
my mom how Find My Friends works, because I had been tracking her for years, and she just didn't know that she could track me
Oh,
back.
that's good at least.
And so I had
they
to
could
show
track
her.
you through it.
Yeah. So, but then the problem would be, it would be like, seems like your campsite's close to the bathroom. And I'm like, get out of here, you freak.
They were zooming in that hard. They were like,
Like she
No
was
way.
there's a 105-mile stretch in the edge of Utah that borders to Colorado.
Yeah.
That is nothing. It's literally a gas station. It's like
Yikes.
last gas station for 110
Wow.
miles. Like it's
Wow.
it's like the stretch in between the two, and then you're passing Arches. Like Arches is like 50 miles down from it. And when we got back into service, when we crossed into Colorado and hit over the mountains, my phone blew up because she was like,
Whoa.
"It looked like you're in the middle of the desert." And I was like, That's
Yeah,
because
we're
I
driving.
was in the middle
was
of the desert.
for 100 miles.
Yeah, with no service for 100
It's like
miles,
from
man.
here to LA, no anything.
Yeah. Well,
No
here's the
bathroom,
thing
no
that Brindley and I found out
gas
really
station.
fast.
Yeah.
Is we are very different people. She is someone who she is totally fine with silence, and
Sure.
I crash in silence. So I talked constantly.
I dissolve it in
Yeah,
silence.
I automatically think that someone's mad at me if they're not talking to me. And so then we would switch off for like, I think the most we drove in a day was like 8 hours each. Like we straight up would just
8 hours
it would
each?
8
Oh,
hours,
God, I
and
can
then you
barely
would
do
switch.
2.
And I'm not someone like I feel so guilty if I fall asleep while someone else is driving.
Yeah.
Brindley has no guilt about it. She's like, yeah, like totally out. So here I am, like she hates me. She doesn't even want to talk to me. She just falls asleep. This and that, and then it's like we're
That is
constantly
funny.
together.
Yeah.
because we're girls. Like we weren't even allowed to go into a store unless we had both agreed. Like, okay, yeah, we got to go together. If you go to the bathroom, we went to the bathroom. We showered in stalls next to each other at the campsites. Like, it was too much. So come the Grand Canyon.
Okay.
It's like the end. It's like a week and a half in or something. Like we're like a day or two away from the end of this road trip, and we are done. And so we're in the Grand Canyon, and we were gonna go to Havasu next. It's the middle of summer. Havasu in summer is like 125.
Psycho.
Like it's insane, and it's the only place. Like I'd only been to Havasu in the summer, so I
Right.
knew what it was like.
Yes.
She'd only been at Havasu in the winter, so she was under the idea that we were staying 2 days in Havasu, and I was like, "No, we're staying one night." And she was like, "No, I told the people we're staying with we're staying 2 days," and we got in this whole fight over it, and then I was like, "Dude, have you ever been there this summer? It's horrible and stuff." We're like fighting over it, and I walked away to like go grab something for Cara, and I came back, and we had this thing where we had to call our parents every single night because we were at 17, and she goes, "My mom says it's gonna be 122 in Havasu tomorrow," and I was like, "I know," like yelling, and so we get into the tent. And it's just like silent, and she like puts her headphones in and like rolls over, and my anxiety just like bubbled, and I freaked out, and so I waited till I thought she was asleep, got out of the tent, grabbed all my stuff, and I was like, "That's it, I'm sleeping in the car." And I went to the car.
So split up.
I went to the car, turned it on to charge my phone. Well, I guess she wasn't asleep. So she feels me move, and then she hears the tent unzip. And so, and from her perspective, she's like, "Oh, she's probably going to the bathroom." And all of a sudden, she hears the car door. And then she's like,
You're
my God.
leaving me?
Annie's out of here.
She looks over and sees that all of my stuff is gone. And she literally was like, "She's leaving me in the Grand Canyon. She is leaving me in the Grand Canyon. Oh my gosh." And perspective, me, I'm in the car crying, calling
Yes.
my friends, being like, "She hates me and I'm so over this and all this stuff." And I call my parents and everyone I call, because I'm just trying to get, people to choose my side.
Yes.
Everyone's like, "Get your ass back in that tent. What are you doing? Get back in the, what is wrong with you? Get back in the tent."
Hang up, call another person.
Literally, it was like,
Try
"Okay,
again.
yeah, thanks,
We'll try
Mom."
somebody else.
Mackenzie.
I need some confirmation bias here.
So I
Somebody
finally,
agree with me.
right, I finally get back in the tent, and she like sits up and looks at me and like rolls back over, and I was like, "Hey, can we talk?" And we talk it out, right? And at the very end,
can we
we
talk?
basically were just like, no,
Whatever.
we were just not communicating. And at the very end, she goes, and I go, were you crying?" And she's like, "No." I go, "Brindley, were you crying? Did I make you cry?" And she goes, "Yeah, I thought you let me in the Grand Canyon."
I love that.
And I go, I made you cry. And she goes, "Did I make you cry?" And then we're both crying, and that's not us at all.
So you're something of a people pleaser.
Yeah. Well, she used to be
In
for
that,
sure.
in that you have to know for sure that somebody is vibing with you.
In high school, I thought if my friends and I were in a fight, one of us, I would drive to their house at midnight, and I made I had to talk about it that night.
Whoa.
That is aggressive.
I'd
What?
done that.
Do
I
you
had
think
done
that's
that
aggressive?
before.
Yes.
I've driven to a friend's house, and I was like, "Hey, I'm coming over. We're talking about this."
Mine was always
no
like,
offense,
it'll blow
that
over,
would
and it
be
always did.
extremely exhausting.
Oh.
If I had a friend like that.
I could not sleep.
For you and for the friend
And for
that
the
you
friend.
went over. Because
Oh,
if you
okay,
came
I'm
over to my
sorry.
house at 12 a.m., I'd be like, "You're a
I'd
psychopath.
be like,
Get out
this
of
is
here."
making it worse. So, John, were you the conflict resolver, or did you hold out and be like, "Yeah, he's got it"? Let's say you got in a tussie.
A
Tussy.
Okay.
Tiffy. What is
Let's
it?
say you got in a tussie with somebody.
All right, let's be honest. You got me
let's be honest.
I was.
Were you the guy that's like, He better freaking apologize.
No, not at all. I was
I know
like
someone who's
Annie,
like that.
but I wasn't the type that like needed to talk it out. I let myself like internally spiral, thinking we'll
Yes.
never
I would like
we'll
to-
never
This
be
is the
friends
end of
again.
our friendship.
I'd like to
And
think mine was
I never
healthier.
took any action on it, and it wasn't until like I would talk to them like at a later date, and they'd be like, "Yeah, I didn't even like it wasn't that big a deal," and I was like, "Oh yeah, me either." But I was
That's
like,
funny.
I had spent nights, like up, like thinking about it, and I had a hard
Just
time
drive their house
regulating
at
my
midnight
emotion.
and get it over with.
No,
Like,
see that would
See,
be
I
a
would
lot
just
for
never
me.
know
I'm
if
great with
somebody was
conflict now.
like having conflict with me. I think I was just like clueless to myself and my relationship with other people.
I was just
Kara, what about you?
Like, are you mad at me?
Like myself or what I think about Ryan, what he's saying right now.
Go ahead.
You.
What ahead? Go ahead. What do you think about what I'm saying right now?
Because now you're the kind of person who, if you get into tussie
If I get in a tussie with someone,
with someone, you're like, they better apologize. That's you now.
no, it depends on the situation. Obviously,
Oh, you trying to
Really?
defend yourself?
I
now?
think I'm fairly like now I'm fairly headstrong. I'm like because I feel like I'm at a certain point in my life now where
Where
I
you're
don't
always right.
where I'm always right.
Yes.
That's right. That's right. I'm always right, Andy. What are you
Nailed
gonna
it.
do about that? I feel like if somebody is like, you don't understand. I'm like, yeah, you're right. I don't. And like, if I have to work to understand you, like if we're not both giving in this relationship, like why would I try to like be friends with like a dramatic person or like a like entitled person?
He's trying to
or-
make it feel better than it actually is.
Ryan.
What do you mean? Go ahead.
All of your friends are theater kids. They're all dramatic.
Yeah, you know what? Cutting them all out.
They're all gone.
They're all gone.
Bye.
All of you.
Annie.
I don't
gonna-
have friends.
Bye.
I play basketball now. I work at a construction site.
I play basketball now.
Yeah, that's right. I'm a sports guy. What's up?
Okay.
What's up?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, Kara, what
What's
about
up?
you? How
Kara,
do
Kara,
you?
the world wants to know what you think.
Whenever I would get in a tussie,
Okay,
with
yeah. So
people-
if you got in a tussie in high school and then a tussie like now, how do you deal? Actually, I'll answer that for you. Go ahead.
tussie in high school, I didn't have much, or I was not aware of it, because people like me.
Are you kidding me? Back in theater,
Unaware.
there had to be something going on all the time in high school.
It was so with theater, it was always like I got a lead role, and then I could feel like other people being like people close to me being like,
I should have gotten that lead role.
But then, I mean, that fades away in like a week. So then you
Sure.
just leave that alone. But there were a couple things
Yeah,
in high
it's pretty
school
real.
between like friend groups of like 3, and then when one person would like hang out with one person more, like the
Ooh,
3.
Yeah. 3 is a hard friend
That
group number.
was never really a.
were you the odd one out, or were you the odd one out?
So I was the odd one out at one point, but I didn't care because I had other friends that I would hang out with. So, but then at one
But
point,
you kind of cared.
at
though.
one point it was me and this other person, and the third person was very much like, why are you hanging out without me so much, like that kind of thing.
That's the worst.
But we still to this day never really like we addressed it, but we didn't really like. Now we look
It
back
was
on it
just
and it's like
always
that was
the
stupid.
Elephant in the room.
Yeah.
Rough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you kind of let it simmer. You never like.
Yeah, and then
did
it always went away.
confront.
I feel like I never really had to confront
Depends
anything
on the
like head on.
situation, right? So
Maybe
how,
I'm
Badly.
just a
how about
confrontational
now?
person.
How about now? How do you handle
How,
now?
about now? How do you handle tussies now?
Specifically with Ryan.
Did I mix up tussle and
Yes.
tiffy?
Yes.
Did I put
Yeah,
those
and
together?
I don't
No,
know-
no, no,
and I
Tussie's
don't know
full,
where-
yeah.
I don't know where the S's came from.
Tussle?
Tussle,
I
like
guess
Well, I
tussle.
know
Like
what the
fight
name of our
somebody.
episode is now, but
It was, yeah, it was
the
I
tussle.
looked it up to make sure it's not some horrible slur.
I know.
oh,
I know.
jeez, we've
may
been
have
saying
been-
it so
I made
much.
sure. No, the first thing comes up is like a
Tootsie Roll?
bunch of flowers
Well,
or like a
is
small
Stussy
bundle of flowers.
okay.
is Stussy a brand?
Yes.
Stussy.
Yes, it's the
I feel
socks
like
brand.
Maybe you just stop trying to add.
Yeah, like maybe
Oh,
you should
Don't
just
really?
kind of.
don't
Oh, really,
stumble
Annie?
upon
Oh,
something
really,
you
Annie?
don't want.
Hey, guess
Now
what?
Ryan wants you to apologize,
I'm leaving
and
you
he
in the Grand
won't
Canyon.
stand until you do.
Have I been saying a bad word?
No, there's one. Tussie may refer to Eleanor Marx, socialist writer, daughter of Karl Marx.
Marx.
And that's what you meant.
And that's
right?
what you meant.
Yeah, if I get into the daughter
fine.
of Karl Marx with somebody in high school,
It gets really confusing,
yeah,
but we
gets
work it
really
out.
bad. It's
Yeah.
really rough. I'll tell you what. We watched. Have you guys seen What's the show we just watched?
Don't look it up.
Euphoria.
Oh no.
Have you guys seen Euphoria?
I've seen bits of it.
Holy
I've
Don't
seen it
watch it.
online.
moly.
Don't watch it. I'm here to tell
I
you.
hear
Carry
there's-
on my camera.
Is it
Yeah.
trash?
I'm here to tell you.
It's rough.
It's not worth it. I'll say this: is
Like Game of
I
Thrones
graduated
route?
high school
I didn't see
in
Game of
yes. Yes.
Oh.
In all of those ways, not like gory, but like the nudity level. I
Yeah.
graduated in 2015, and I don't think high school is like that, man.
Okay, no high school is like that. It's literally the
I
gist
also
of.
went to a Christian.
We've only watched the first.
That isn't around anymore. For
That
that.
doesn't
We watched
exist.
the first
Look it up.
episode.
You can't.
We watched the first episode.
Yeah.
I don't think any other episode could get worse in terms of like hardcore
Like
drugs, like
grotesqueness,
tripping out.
Like
Yeah.
yes, like a lot of nudity.
the drugs didn't even bug me. It was
No.
more like
Oh, okay.
all the sex
aggressive-
that was
cool.
happening.
Like an aggressive sex
in high
scene right
school.
away. Like
oh, really?
yes.
And not to say that stuff like that doesn't happen at some
I'm sure it
level
does
in high
to
school.
like
It was
at
so-
Hollywood high school or something,
Right,
but not like
I feel
I don't
like
know.
I
There
don't
was
know,
a
my
scene.
school-
They were kids in their high school, and they're having this big party, and then
Yep.
this girl is trying to get back at her ex by having sex with a guy in the pool in front of
Trigger
everyone,
warning.
and everyone is filming them
yeah.
in the pool.
Which
So maybe
That
it's
doesn't happen,
supposed to
right?
be
That
Yeah,
doesn't happen.
no.
That doesn't happen.
no,
I don't
did
know. We're
have,
old
well,
now, guys. We're
well,
25.
I don't know. Yeah, I was like I don't
Well,
think it.
Well,
talk,
look,
talk
we're-
about yourself.
yeah,
I'm
we're
young and
25.
spry. Thank
You're
you.
24 now.
thank
You're
you.
closer.
Yeah.
24?
Oh yeah,
24?
Annie.
New Girl. You guys don't watch New Girl, so.
Yeah, so they don't
I've
get it.
actually seen 2 episodes of New Girl now, so
He watched it with Emma.
I watched a lot. Been watching a lot of new shows lately. Everybody's been saying you got to watch New Girl. Everybody's saying you got to watch Euphoria. I watched both, and
Do
I
yourself
don't
a
like
favor.
it.
Watch The Office, but I think
And
you would enjoy.
I'm just gonna keep watching Succession. Thank you very much.
Oh God! Talk about a show I don't
Thank you very
like.
much.
Oh.
We never even address your birthday on this
Yeah, we
podcast.
did.
Yeah,
That's true.
technically my birthday
I
was
realized
our
What
Annie-
episode.
the heck
Annie
is wrong with
Didn't
us?
even text you on your birthday. That was wrong with me.
I texted you.
However, I did send you TikToks on your birthday. So
So it's kind of like acknowledging
kind of like
it.
fun little thing. I couldn't
was a
remember
present.
if your birthday was on the wedding or on the rehearsal.
It was the
To be
It was
fair,
the rehearsal.
You can correct me if I'm wrong. I don't think you like celebrate your birthday very much. You personally.
You would have if it wasn't
I
on the
mean,
rehearsal dinner.
I
We
think-
would have done.
I mean,
Something.
we're
Well,
gonna
no, I'm saying you don't like the
the
spotlight.
don't-
advent, the
here's my
advent
thing.
of your birth
And this
anniversary.
and this comes from like my problem with people pleasing. I feel
Yeah. It all ties back.
I feel like
Are you gonna buy us all
I'm-
dinner for your birthday?
like
Oh my
yeah, like
gosh.
something like that. Like
Yep.
I feel
Yep,
kind of
same.
like narcissist to be like, hey, I'm celebrating me.
Yes.
Come on over.
Yes.
Will you bring me presents? Like there's
and some
I
of us
feel
have
weird.
a full blown
I like it because
production on their birthday.
I like it because it's an excuse to have all of your
Dang it.
friends in one spot
Well,
and just
okay,
going out to
some
dinner.
of us have
or
lip
something.
sync
And here's
battles.
my other thing.
Some of us have 25-hour podcast streams.
Jeez. Wow.
So stupid.
I also had like I grew up with multiple friend groups because I was like
Yeah.
in theater and in sports and
Sure.
you know like so even all through high school I went to a different school than a vast majority of my friends, so I didn't even like having gatherings where both my two different groups
No,
of
heck no.
friends got
You don't
together.
mix. It's
and
weird.
now it's like I have a huge group within like you guys, but then I still have friends from high school
Yep.
that I see on the regular.
What?
I know I have other friends. I'm so
Annie's got other
sorry.
friends. You hear that?
Oh no,
I-
I got a whole text about it because on my birthday I wasn't planning anything. The night before I had seen them and they said, "Hey, what are we doing for your birthday?" And I was like, "Oh, I wasn't gonna do anything." They go, "Oh, let's go to dinner. What time you get off work?" I was like, "Late," and they're like, "Okay, yeah, whatever." So I ended up going to dinner with them
Dude,
on my
that
birthday.
sucks. I'm so sorry you went through that.
And no, say that sucks to John because he had a whole tussy about it.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, I did.
Let's hear it. Wait, okay.
Okay, can I tell you?
Side
I
note.
woke up on Friday morning and I never remember anything. Like I feel like I'm always bad at, and I don't know what it was.
It's Annie's
I remembered it. I said it's Annie's birthday. I gotta text her, right? So I text her
Yeah.
this big long thing, trying to be nice. It's I'm
Trying.
doing this thing this year where I'm
Were you
trying
I
to
nice to
responded,
people?
right?
I'm trying to appreciate the people around me. So I want to like spend a little time especially on their birthday and say like, hey,
That's fantastic, John.
and
Yeah.
I didn't even get a text back from her until 2 days later, which is fine. It's your birthday. Do what you
want
want.
to know?
But
I
like,
have about 30 text messages from my birthday that haven't gotten a response yet. So
Yeah.
be grateful you got one at all.
yeah,
Isn't that funny? Like the social currency, right?
yeah.
I text you. You gotta text me back.
No,
It's your birthday. I post.
It's your
I post an
birthday.
Instagram
You know what the
picture.
worst
You
thing
gotta
is?
like that Instagram
Is
picture.
the Facebook wall when you feel like you need to respond to every
Oh, no. See,
single
I don't do that. I can't do
One
that.
I do. No, I like every single one.
On
do
your
too.
birthday. Yeah.
I
would
don't
say.
I comment.
No, on Annie's birthday.
Thank
I
you.
like all of Annie's posts for her.
I don't post for a friend's for a birthday on Instagram or anything anymore.
That's a
because
good precedent.
It just became too much.
You know what?
Story.
And it muddies up your aesthetic.
Yeah.
No, story. That's why
But then,
when the stories
story-
came out for birthdays.
yeah.
Because
That really-
I have
that
when you go
saves it.
down on my Instagram page, there's random like
Do you
there's
remember when stories came
just
out?
gonna say
Yeah.
I have a happy birthday post for Joshua Bassett on my Instagram.
See now that fits the aesthetic.
That
So
is
Go
that
hide it.
stays.
That fits.
It does. He did
Cara.
comment saying thank you
Oh, that's
at
why
the
you're
time.
keeping it.
Yeah.
That's why you're keeping it.
You are
such a
You
clown.
silly
No, I
Billy.
keep everything.
Cloud
You
chaser.
silly,
I
silly
keep
Billy.
everything on my Instagram. I have not deleted anything or archived anything.
You silly,
Wow,
silly
I have
Billy.
definitely deleted a lot of
same.
my early days.
I deleted a lot of posts, and then
you should
I
go
found
back
out
on mine. I have some
about
good
archiving.
stuff.
Yeah,
I have some good
No,
stuff.
I wasn't expecting text back because this isn't a dig at you. I can text you right
Get her.
now, and
Get
I
her.
wouldn't get a response for like 6 days. And I know that's
I'm
how
a
you
horrible
work.
texter.
too.
If
So on
you
your
have
birthday-
fallen
Me too.
victim to my texting habits, I am
So on your
sorry.
birthday, I was like, I know I'm not getting a response, and that's like okay. So it's
I
totally
also worked, so like
You know
I
what?
worked the whole day.
Yeah.
on my
I'm the
birthday.
same, Annie, and I work from home. And I see it come in,
There is
and I
no
just don't.
reason I
I just
don't
don't
respond.
answer.
See, and I am
I see
someone.
it. I'm like, oh, I'll get to that.
If you call me 9 times out of 10, I'll answer. But if you text me, I'm gonna read the first line and go, oh, okay, and then I forget about it.
Yep.
My thought is,
Same.
if you're texting me, it's not that important. If
Yeah.
you need me right now, yeah, call me. Like,
Yeah. And
That's
I will
interesting.
say, I called Brian for a question halfway through the ringing. I go, "Wow, this is a Cara question," and then he didn't answer. And then he texted me right away, and
yeah, I
texted
was
you
in a
back.
meeting. Well, and that's the difference is if I'm in a meeting, if there's something else I have to be doing, I'll text you right away.
Well, yeah, you'll let it ring.
Because I want to do
Anything
anything
else.
other than
You'll
be on this
send
meeting.
a voicemail real quick, and then you'll say what's up.
Oh,
Yeah, sure.
yeah.
And
So
then I texted Cara, and she gave me. Actually, I think I called you.
You called me.
I'm a caller, guys.
You do
I
that
call
too,
her.
though. You send it straight to voicemail, and then you give me a cheeky little text.
you
Hey, what's
both
up?
are big time callers. I get calls from both of you more than anybody else. I
Yeah,
think.
sometimes I can't just fit it all in a text.
And then I can't. I get bored sitting, waiting, and then it's just so much. And then I have to. There's
call
so
him.
many
Just
times
where is
I'll
he?
just.
He can
and then you
talk.
try to write it out, and it doesn't make
Where
sense.
is he?
Yeah.
He can talk.
No, and that's the best part of this whole thing is I started tracking you guys on Find My Friends.
Oh, jeez.
That I'm like, what are you doing?
What are
Where
you doing? Why are you there?
I'm like, what? When you were at SeaWorld, I was like, that guy's at SeaWorld.
you were at SeaWorld with
Wonder if he's
Albright?
wonder if he's gonna text me. No,
I was not
didn't.
just at SeaWorld.
How dare
I
you.
was very drunk at SeaWorld.
You were drunk without us?
Yeah,
were
it was
drunk
quite a
without
time.
us?
I saw Trevor Homschel, our friend.
yes,
He works
familiar.
there, and
Mm-hmm.
we were like walking past him, and I went and I was so.
She gave him a hug, but he was working.
and I was like, "Hey, buddy!"
Oh, no, oh,
I'm
no.
like, I'm drunk, and he's like, "That's the only way to do SeaWorld," and I'm like, "You're right." And yeah, it was
Hey,
quite a time.
Classic Bat Boy, that guy.
Bat boy. Oh, man.
Let me tell you what. We talk about Trevor Homschel on the show a lot. That
Oh,
dude
God, what?
pulls me aside at the wedding and goes, "I just want you to know that my sister is in Vegas right now, and I sent her with $50, and I
my
said put it
gosh.
on black until you think I've got enough. Just keep putting it on black until I've got enough." And his sister texted him and said, "I just won you $1,600." $1,600.
Yeah, and then he came up to me
$1,600.
and he said, "I got 1,600. Do you think that's enough?" And I said, "Trevor, tell her to stop right
And she did.
now."
And
And
she
she
did.
did.
Yeah.
And she did.
Oh,
The one time Trevor's ever listened to me.
my gosh.
That's so stupid.
That's so
That's
stupid.
so stupid. Only
The
him.
rich get
He wants
richer,
that
huh?
kind of stuff.
It is.
all
It's
the
only
time.
him.
He does, and you know what? And the rich just keep getting richer. So dumb. Well, Annie, we're gonna celebrate you tonight at Texas Roadhouse. So
24.
don't even worry about it.
24.
24.
So wait, can
Yeah.
we just
Let's
sit on
talk
this
about
topic for a second? I don't even know how we got here. It doesn't matter.
Here being what?
Like how we
Annie's
got
a
to Annie's
people pleaser.
birthday.
It's her
people pleaser.
birthday.
Okay, got it.
She
Now
needs
I know.
validation from everyone,
24. What is
roughly speaking. Right?
one
I hate the
thing?
truth.
What's
Gotta be
your
honest on your birthday.
What's your what's the memory that stands out in this last year?
Your
And what's-
23rd
and
year.
what's also oh gosh, that's so stupid. Anyways, What's one thing that you want to accomplish in the new year?
A little bit stupid.
New year of life. Is that a stupid? No, you know what? I'll take one question.
Karen's
You take
comment
another.
was
No,
stupid,
yeah.
John.
Thanks.
Please, I
So
was
one thing
roasting
I want
my
to
wife.
accomplish in my favorite memory.
Yeah. Like a little sweet, you know?
What was great and what's going to be great?
You know, I
Yeah,
think
that's
one
cool.
of my favorite memories was lip sync battle.
That was a fun night.
That was fun.
Partially because
Why?
Why?
I think it was the beginning of our friendship. I
Yeah.
don't think I'd
That
even
was
been on What the
trip.
Podcast yet.
No.
No.
I
No.
don't think
No.
so.
Not yet.
And so it was kind of like the beginning, and we were all kind of hanging out, and we'd known each other enough that I think
Yeah.
we considered ourselves like friendly, and we're like, oh, Ryan, Cara,
What's up,
Annie,
Annie?
hey.
Yes.
But we weren't like really friends yet, and so I kind of like I look at those pictures of Ryan and I drunk.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
Well,
Looking back.
Ryan
Well, Ryan was.
wasn't drunk at the
I
time.
wasn't. I actually don't drink.
I'm just kidding.
Ryan doesn't drink at all.
No,
if
I
you're,
don't. I don't
if
know.
you're listening to this and you know
Okay.
Ryan,
Is it? I don't know.
personally, no. This
Okay,
is all
I was
farce.
literally drunk on a podcast episode,
Yeah.
so it's fine.
Oh, that's true.
Oh, that's right.
Remember
That's
that?
right.
Remember
Yeah.
that?
But it was like I look back and I'm like, wow, I didn't realize that these people would become like such big parts of my life. And like we ended up having dinner the other night, John, Jordan, and I, without you guys.
Thank you.
Burn.
Thank you.
Hope you would bring that up. But okay.
Yeah,
cool.
burn.
Well,
burn.
here
But
comes the
one of the
tussie.
things-
Tussie. Tussie.
Tussie.
A
Tussie.
tussie,
What did I say,
like a
tussie?
a tussie, like a
No,
Tesla.
I'm trying to lean in. Like
Did you
I
give
was
me a
trying to say
Tesla?
tussle. Okay.
You said Tussie.
Okay. Well.
Anyways,
Anyways,
Tussie
go ahead,
is the
Tussie.
episode name. But go ahead.
But we were talking
What the
about a
tussie?
similar topic, and I had kind of said like, I feel like gross emotions and everything, but I feel like I've kind of like found my people. Like when I moved back from Maui in Mexico, it was really hard because I felt like I'd kind of walked away.
Been gone for so long.
Well, yeah, and I had like made all these like adult friends who knew me as who I'd become as a person.
And
in
not
those
like
places.
people that knew you just because you grew up together.
Yeah,
kind of
and then I
situation.
moved back, and it felt like you almost moving back in time, and you're like, oh my gosh. And I look now, and I'm like, oh wow, I have all these friends that are friends with me for who I am and how I've grown.
Yeah.
And even though I have like friends that have grown with me, like it's just really cool to be
It
like,
is. It's a valuable thing to have people that now choose to be with. You know, not
Yeah.
like family or like longtime friends, like people that are like
yeah,
not obligated to you in some way.
right.
Yeah.
It's not we're not
Except
friends
for
because we
professionally,
have
of
10
course.
years of friendship together.
Contractually.
Yeah.
Contractually, yeah, we
Yep.
did
For
sign
100
those
more
clauses.
episodes.
So that's kind of the
Yeah.
thing. The and by the way, we're kind of breaking the non-disclosure right now. So let's,
It's
Anyway,
fine, it's fine, it's
but
fine.
I
It's fine,
think
fine,
I think
fine.
that is kind of my favorite. One of my favorite memories is kind of that. And then what was the other question?
What
What
are you
you
excited
looking
for?
what are you
forward
looking
to?
forward to
Oh, what am
in
I
the year
looking
of the hype
forward
house?
to? The year of the
Remember,
hype house.
remember, we are in the year of the hype house.
We are in the year of the hype house. Well, okay, Ryan and Cara don't know this, but
do.
I
Really, gonna drop a bombshell in the middle of the
yeah.
episode?
Did you quit your job?
Well, kind of. I talked to my current employer about I'm gonna start pursuing wedding coordinating, and so it's like, and I like talked to everyone in my life, and it all kind of just like fell into place, and we gonna go get them.
We
Yes.
get
We
them.
getting them.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
I post.
I pose.
San Diego wedding professionals or
Yes.
whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever.
So I
Sure.
honestly,
Cut that
I
out,
worked
cut that out,
one
cut that
day.
out,
So
cut that out.
I coordinated Tyler and Megan's wedding, which we were all at, and that was so freaking fun.
Awesome.
And then I worked one day, and the whole day was thinking about. I was like, I really love doing that, and I'd rather do that. And then the next day, I went and I talked to my boss, and we kind of just worked it out. Where it was like, we'll figure out what it ends up looking like, but just so she doesn't get blindsided when I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm out.
Yeah.
Good
Well,
for
they-
you.
they love
and,
you
and it's
there.
not just that you're good at it too. It's not
Yeah.
like, oh, I'm gonna go pursue my like knitting career or something.
Yeah, I think I
Which
realized.
I think would be cool too.
which
by
I'm
the
gonna
way.
be doing this
Yeah,
year.
I think I realized with Tyler and Megan's that I was like, oh, I think I actually have a talent
Yeah.
in it.
Yes.
I think it's hard because when you're
Finally.
when you're good at something,
Found something
it's
you're
like,
good at. That's kind of awesome.
No,
Right?
finally you realize that we've all seen it in you.
It's about time
You
you're
finally
good at
found
something.
you could do.
Okay.
You've been studying
Typical
about
Ryan
everything else.
twisting my words. You knew what I meant originally, correct?
Listen, sure, if that's what you're saying, you meant
Oh my god.
he?
canceled. You're canceled.
Yeah,
You're
you
trying
know
to
what?
cancel me because I canceled you earlier.
Yeah, I feel like this episode is very like Ooh, like we're tense right now. Like,
We are. This is a
What the
tussy.
tension? This
What's
is a
the
tussy.
tussy?
But yeah, so
All words are made up.
24,
Okay,
man.
all words
24.
are made up.
And
24.
then we've already talked about it, but next year is my funeral birthday.
That's right.
Oh, so exciting! I can't wait.
We're already
That is
dead.
fun and interesting.
We're already dead.
You're
Go ahead.
decaying, yes.
Yeah,
We are
slowly. No,
decaying.
next
Early.
year Annie's gonna die. Is that what's happening? You're dead.
The death of my youth, because then I start
Yes.
my decay.
So her 25th birthday is going to be a funeral.
You're officially. This is officially a podcast of mid-20s.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? I made a
Bleh.
TikTok today about, and I almost wrote on it like we wanted to like capture what was happening in our lives in our like mid 20s.
Mm-hmm.
And then I was like, oh, that got me too much in my feels. And I was
Yep.
like, we don't know what it is. It's what the podcast. Bum, ba-dum,
Yeah.
Wow.
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 Yeah.
Let me
Craziness.
see how my TikTok's doing.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh.
4
Hold
views.
that thought. 700 views.
Oh,
Stop. Really?
okay.
Promote it again.
No, I didn't promote anything.
Did you like my comment I made?
You're getting fired. Oh, go ahead and click it. There it is.
Day 2 of singing Wonderwall in our empty church until I go viral or get fired. Day 2 of singing.
Oh
And
my
I put,
gosh.
I put my bets on getting fired.
That's fair. And you know what? That's a
That's
good
fair.
bet.
Yeah.
That's a good bet.
I'd put that back.
Yeah.
Man, I think that this next year, we have so many cool things coming up.
Yeah.
We're going to have the 37-hour podcast that
Yeah,
we're
we
doing.
were talking about that. We
I
didn't-
just created that right.
Just go ahead and
she
kill
wants
me
to
right
break-
where I'm
she
sitting
wants to
right
break
now.
the
You wanna
record.
the
Break the record.
record.
Okay, so what?
We'd have to have
Kill me
Because
where I'm
here's the
sitting.
thing. Here's the thing: is I want to make the stream this year, whatever it is, like big major. So
Yeah.
what constitutes a podcast? Do we have to be talking the whole time?
I think we have to be talking the whole time.
Or someone has to be talking.
Somebody's
we
gotta
can't
be
like
talking.
pop on a movie.
I want to like do like crazy
Pop
stuff.
on a movie.
You know?
Hey,
that's a
I
great
feel like
idea.
This
I like
year
that.
is
I
like,
know.
Yeah, it's just
Pop on a
37
movie.
hours of movies. We just press play and then
we watched Lord of the Rings, all of the Lord of the Rings.
Oh, no.
I actually have been wanting to do that.
I
If you
actually
guys-
have never
should.
seen any of them.
Me either.
I
Me
got,
either.
I got like 20 minutes into the first one. I
I've
made
seen
too
one.
many Gandalf Dumbledore jokes, and then I was told I wasn't allowed to watch them.
guys-
Is Dumbledore Gandalf?
I mean, yeah.
Is it the
but-
guy who died?
No, it's not the same guy.
Basically, yeah.
No, but like Gandalf.
But they look the
is
same?
You know that one?
Dumbledore.
You know
It's like
one
the same
scene?
like.
Wizard?
They get into
Yeah.
the wizard, and then it's like Gandalf goes to the other
They
wizard,
get
and it's
into
a
the
bad
wizard.
wizard, and he starts spinning on the ground. And I was with someone, and they go, "That guy's totally a Slytherin," and I died.
I hate it. I
And then-
hate it.
And that was the moment I was kicked out from watching.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I haven't seen any of it.
Guys,
20.
We're
gonna
gonna go ahead and do it.
Yeah.
Is watch
Oh,
all,
yeah,
all 3
I'm,
in one day.
Is there
Kara and
3
I
or
are
4?
actually busy that day.
Yeah, we're gonna be
Okay.
gone.
Well,
We're
guess
gonna
what?
be
We're gonna
You're
go
off
on
the
a
podcast now.
No,
That's right.
no.
I have that power.
We're gonna go on a
You're off the
2-week.
podcast.
We're gonna go on a
This is
2-week
a-
road trip.
Guys, welcome to
gonna go
starting
on a
today.
2-week
This
road
is the Lord of the Rings fan podcast.
We're going to talk about Lord of the Rings for the
Today we're
next
going to be
6
talking
hours.
about Elvengard. So, John, what are your thoughts on Elvengard?
What the hell is that?
It's a
What the hell
beautiful,
is that?
magical place where all the elves live.
Elven
Don't say it like all words are made up. Okay, you can say
like
whatever you
Tussie,
want. Like
Tussie. All right, well,
Hey, do you want to do...
If that's what this
Oh wait, hold
podcast
on.
is
Kara has an outro. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
well, we ended on saying Tussie, so I thought it'd be funny if we just ended right there. That was good comedic timing.
But now we've ruined it.
That
But now
wasn't
he's
an
ruined
outro.
it.
That wasn't an
Fine,
outro.
it's fine. We need an
Should we
outro.
do, hey,
You
should we
said,
do a pod deck
okay,
real quick?
well, like
Can we
you
do
had a
one
big
pod
like
deck?
sign off.
I
Pod
We can
deck.
do
can't.
one.
Pod
If
deck.
this podcast is turning into the Lord of the Rings podcast, yeah, you can
I'm
count
out.
Kara and I out.
Yeah, we're out.
We're starting
Done.
a new one
You
called.
know I'm-
Hey, you're
you know I'm
just-
still
this is
in,
all
right?
our
green
new,
lights.
our
This
new
is all green
podcast
lights.
is gonna be what the hell happened.
You know, I'm still in.
And that's what I love about you, John, is I know you are. Because not just because it's at your parents' house.
I don't know really very much about Lord of the Rings at all, but I will learn for our podcast.
If you had to teach a class on one thing, what would you teach?
Oh,
Macrame, but not to you losers because you didn't even
Okay,
That's right.
want
That's
to
fair.
listen to
That's
me
fair.
last
Hold on.
time.
No, not even close.
no.
Kara, I tried.
You did,
You did try.
unfortunately.
It was very frustrating for me because no one was getting it.
Listen, Kara, I
Okay,
think
so
that's a good
Kara,
one.
I'm not gonna call you out, but is that a reflection of us?
No, that's a reflection of you.
Or is it a
No, it's a
reflection of the
reflection
No,
teaching?
it's definitely you because
Is
you
it
weren't
the
It's a
listening.
teacher
reflection of
or
you.
the student?
The
'Cause if
student.
we're all
No, it is
failing,
Yeah,
No.
that's right.
is it the class?
No, it's the
Yeah.
student.
No, it's you.
Or is it the
Yeah.
teacher?
Yeah.
No,
No.
it's you.
No.
Annie.
If I had to teach a class on anything, what would it be?
That's the prompt.
Probably This is gonna sound so like history, U.S. history.
Oh,
Hated that. Okay, let me change it. How not to get got by a serial killer.
Okay, good.
Ba-dum-bum.
Cool.
I think I have a lot to learn in this realm, but I'd love to teach a class on like production, like video production,
Love it.
live performances,
Coulda guessed.
podcasting. I think it could be fun.
Ryan.
Close up magic.
Oh.
Wow.
Okay, that was
From this angle, it wasn't
that
as,
look good?
as
Did that
impressive.
look good?
but
okay.
I'm
From
sure
here, it
looked
was
up.
very impressive.
Well, I'm always playing with the camera. We'll see you next week on
What the Podcast?
I'm teaching my class on Lord of the Rings. Elvingard. The magical world where the elves live.
Today we're talking about Elvin.